We are backstage. We got about 10 seconds till showtime. Welcome to AbilityMKE Now. Welcome to AbilityMKE Now. My name is Sue Roskopf. AbilityMKE Now is a show all about integration, bringing people with disabilities and people that don't have a disability together, enjoying life here in the Milwaukee area. We all have different abilities. And here at AbilityMKE Now, we dive into this topic of diverse abilities. The concept of disability hits a wide range of possibilities. We could be talking about physical or mental disabilities, the deaf and hard of hearing community, blindness, chronic pain, mental health diagnosis, goals of substance use reduction, and the list goes on. We all have our own experience with disability, whether it's our own, with people we know, or with people we encounter in our daily lives. Here at AbilityMKE Now, we break down the barriers and celebrate the ability in all of us. And we do all bring our own piece forward in all the things that we do. One of my favorite people that usually is joining us is the wonderful Denise Vargas. We often call her DeVa. DeVa, DE for Denise, and VA Vargas, DeVa. And she also has an acronym with that, dream every day, visualize always. So DeVa has a lot of different meanings, and it's actually pretty awesome because knowing who she is and how she has her business of live creatively, truly, she is the expert in living creatively. And one of the reasons I am bringing her up tonight is I was hoping she'd be joining us, and it turns out her chair, so she uses a motorized wheelchair. So that's her wheels. That's her her feet, so to speak. That's how she gets around. And it's broken. Right now, her wheelchair is broken, which means all sorts of things. I can't even fathom all the things right now that because in just a little bit I was talking with her. You know, she has a manual chair that she can use on occasion as needed, but it's not comfortable. It doesn't fit her right. It's all those things that it's kind of like you've got a pair of shoes that you wear all the time because they feel good, and then you have a pair of junky shoes that you only put on once in a while when you really have to, and they just don't fit right and they don't work real well for you. Well, that's kind of the situation she's in right now. When her chair is broken down, she's stuck. She said she had spent most of her day in bed. And this is the quote that got me. This is part of why I'm bringing it up, because for as many challenges that she physically has, her statement with this, with her chair being broken down, is that really this is the only time that she feels disabled. She's stuck. She literally has to wait until it can be fixed. She said it could be tomorrow, but it might not be till next week. What? So, you know, that whole idea of putting on, quote unquote, another pair of shoes, what it's like to have a disability, to live with a disability, and this particular one is a physical disability, and the limitations that come with it. It actually kind of broke my heart. That's part, that is a piece of what she needs. And I wish there was a way for there to be an easy fix for that situation, because I mean, really, anybody who uses a non-manual chair, a mechanical chair like that is motorized, it's like your car breaks down every so often, something goes wrong. Well, when your chair breaks down and that's your mode of transportation from, literally from, your couch over to your kitchen sink, whatever your example is, for that to be broken and you are unable to get yourself from point A to point B, that's a hard one. And I know there's people out there that can relate to what I'm saying with that. And I wish I had magic answers to go with it, but that is a piece that is truly one that I'm at a loss. I'm looking wishing that there was a way for there to be a solution for when somebody ends up in that situation. I'm not aware of one. If anybody is aware of one, I would love to hear about it. I do want to introduce you to somebody who's gotten to be a friend in the last few months. Totally unique and interesting individual. There's this guy named Bob. Bob is a one-man volleyball team. Yeah, you heard that right. One-man volleyball team. He is the most unique athlete I think I've encountered in, I can't even imagine how long here. He has played, I'm on his website, beatbob.com. I'm on his website and just looking at the notes on here as far as with him being the one-man volleyball team. He plays teams of students. He plays faculty. He goes out and actually visits schools. And he currently holds the world record for having played more games in any sport than any other athlete alive. In fact, he has played over 20,000 games in over 6,000 gymnasiums of volleyball in his lifetime. And his message, his talent, it's been seen and heard by over 6 million people. Did you get that? Can you fathom that one? 20,000 games, and he plays by himself. A lot of us have played volleyball before. You usually are on a team. A team typically is 6 people. So he, by himself, will play against a team of 6 people and win. In fact, oh gosh, let me see if I can find the actual number here so that I get it right. Oh, here it is. His current record as of when this piece was published, 20,016 wins, 470 losses. So, wow. So over 20,000 wins playing by himself and less than 500 losses. Is that not a mind blower? Because I've played volleyball. I love volleyball, but I cannot even fathom how he does what he does. Okay, so now the question, why? Why does he do this? He has a message that he delivers, and it is it's a hard topic, actually. The topics that he covers include dangers of drugs and alcohol, peer pressure, vaping, possible dangers in chat rooms, the importance of having good grades, the concept of suicide. He actually is one of the most inspirational and humble individuals that I have met in a very, very long time. He travels across the country and does this out of the goodness of his heart. He's been doing it for many, many years. And I've got a couple quotes here I want to share as well of people who have sent him follow-up emails and actually sent him notes after he visited and was at their school or wherever the event was. And one person said, "Dear Bob, you didn't give me a speech, you gave me my life." Another one, "Dear Bob, after you spoke, I realized my life was worth living and I'm going to stay alive." So the fact that this guy can have this kind of an impact on our youth is phenomenal. Beatbob.com. He's a true wonderful individual that again I don't know where he's all played in Wisconsin. I do need to follow up and ask him that question. I know he goes across the country and does this kind of thing all the time. That's his passion in life. And I cannot say enough good things about him and what he's doing. And he truly is inspirational. And I am hopeful that perhaps we can get him to be here locally here sometime in the relatively near future. So stay tuned for that. I will definitely share that information when I know more. But we've been working with him a bit here and trying to collaborate a bit with what he does and what we do, working with the Disability Channel, actually out of Canada, and there's a lot I hope that we'll be connecting soon to help to help people. I mean, he talks about preventing suicide in our teenage population. We actually are closely related with Project Diehard, which we've talked about before. I'm actually an ambassador with Project Diehard. They are a veteran organization whose entire mission is to provide hope to veterans. And why do we need to do that? Because of the ridiculous statistic of veteran suicide. So again, such a hard topic to talk about, but needs to be talked about. It's a real thing. One of our things that we say often is check your vet. So what does that mean? It's like this hashtag we've been using of check your vet. It's all about just, talk to people. If there's somebody you haven't talked to in a while, why not use this as an excuse to touch base again? Because people, especially coming out of winter here, it's starting to get nice out, so people are starting to get out more, hopefully. I mean, we're getting there. It's Wisconsin, right? We're getting there. But if there's somebody that that you haven't talked to in a while, maybe that whole idea of checking in on them is something to consider, because we all have struggles along the way, and appreciate when people check in on us. And that's just that whole concept that we've been talking about with Project Diehard as our reminder to each other of, we gotta take care of each other. We gotta check in and see how we're doing, and make sure everybody's okay. But that's where there's this crossover piece, though, with what we do with Project Diehard and with what we've learned about with Bob. His name is Bob Holmes. And again, Beat Bob is just kind of that tagline piece, and at actually his website that's easy to remember. And it's just funny to me in a way that these things have come our way and seem to be a prevalent piece. It's like, when that kind of stuff happens, I try to pay attention and actually do something with themes that come up. We're water skiers. We've been water skiers. That's how we actually came down this whole road of being here now, and actually having this show of AbilityMKE Now. If it wasn't for what we did with water skiing, we would never have gone down this road of doing adaptive water skiing, which wouldn't have, all these little pieces. One thing leads to the next. It depends on who you meet. You never know what's going to happen in any of our lives. We set forward in a path, and then life takes you left or right, or and you do the best you can with where you are. And so I'm going to talk for a moment about Project Diehard, because there are some great things coming up for that organization. They do one big fundraiser that's a main thing they've been doing for years, which is called Fill the Can. We're all familiar with Fill the Can. They've actually turned this into something that they can do online as well with these virtual cans. So they always do that from Memorial Day is the kickoff, and they end it on Independence Day, which I love that, because this is, veteran based. Think about the reason why we have Memorial Day and why we have Independence Day. That just rings so good in my mind with that being the time frame for this. They actually had, I think this is pretty cool too. There's a veteran that donated a property recently to the organization that they are going to be selling. So this is something that was donated. It's going to be for sale by owner, kind of I believe is it a silent auction type of a situation? I'm learning details right now with that as well. And it's down in the vicinity of Paducah, Kentucky. The actual location we currently have for Project Diehard is actually in Makanda, Illinois. But I think this second property, though, it's in the vicinity of those that area there between the board around the border of Illinois and Kentucky. And that's something that's going to be on the horizon here for the organization. They also have, in November, we'll be doing what they're calling Operation Spotlight. So there is a theater in Paducah that is going to be not movie theater. When I say theater, I should specify, because there's more than one type. So movie theater that is going to be doing a lot with the organization and basically showcasing movies or short films or you name it, productions by veterans. And with that, they are also going to have a gallery set up where veterans who have any kind of artistic kind of ability, and whether it's paintings or tapestry or anything that can be hung on a wall, basically. There's not table space, but if it can be hung on a wall, they are going to be able to have their items on display down there in association with this Operation Spotlight that's going to be happening. And that is going to hopefully be a great way to promote what these veterans are doing and what their talents are. My understanding is they're even going to have like a QR code next to each item that you can bid on if you're interested in, if you're there and want to buy the item, you'll be able to bid on it. So I'm excited to hear more details on how that's all coming together and what actually how far and wide the reach is going to be here, because veterans across the country are going to be able to participate in this event and submit whatever they're able to submit. It's going to be great. I'm excited. There's a gentleman in the area there who is heading it up, and that's going to be a unique event. I don't think there's anything like this that's happened before, to my knowledge. So this will be really something to watch and see what all comes of this. I hope that Project Diehard can get a little bit of notoriety behind it all as well, so that the more people that know about the organization, the better. Because I have been saying for a long time, I don't want them to be the best kept secret out there. People need to know that Project Diehard is a resource and that they are there to provide hope to our veterans. So great things happening in that corner. I also want to share a little bit about some of our upcoming guests that will be joining us on AbilityMKE Now throughout the month of April. We actually are booked for the entire month. So I'm going to give you a little preview of what you can expect. So it is, because right now is the last Wednesday in March 2025. So on April 2nd, we have Crystal Hill that will be joining us. She has a book that is launching actually on April 1st called The Aligned Author, A Writer's Odyssey Towards Momentum and Mastery. She said, with about 90% of people dying with a book inside of them, it's all about helping aspiring authors overcome the self-sabotaging patterns and to get their books done. So I'm excited to have a conversation with her next week to see, what does that mean? How do you do that? Because I've heard about people, well, obviously we all have books. We know books are possible, but I've never written one. I don't know what goes into that or how a person would approach that even. I've never really pursued that, but she's right. We all have a story to tell. Have you ever wondered how to do something with that story that's inside of you that you would like to tell? Well, next week we're going to find out more about that from our guest, Crystal Hill. The week after that, on April 9th, there is this cool guy that I've gotten to know in the last couple months. Actually, we've gotten to know him from the networking we do with our business to business group with Happy Neighborhood Project. His name is Christian Bernard, and he is actually out of Central Africa. He such a great guy. Our time, we're at joining at this time, it'll be like 3 in the morning for him. And he said, hey, no problem. He's here. He's looking forward to this. He is the founder of a company called Belinked, like BELINKED, Belinked. He specializes in helping businesses establish a strong online presence through tailored brand design, web design, and online experience solutions. He's excited to share insights and expertise. Let's see, I'm just trying to skim through. He gave me a nice big paragraph of thoughts he has on this. He's one of the nicest guys you could ever imagine. And for him to be coming on and joining us, I feel very lucky that he has actually agreed to do that and to share some insights. He's just a great young man. I think you're gonna love him. And even though he's from far away and has a little bit of an accent, he's actually really easy to understand. So it's gonna be I'm sure I'll be toying with him just a little bit on that front as well, because he's just a sweetheart of a guy. Next is April 16th. And with that, I'm going to have a bit of a flashback. There's a gentleman named Paul Ramirez that will be joining us, who I've known actually for quite a while now. But I don't think I have ever had a chance to have him on for a show or to be able to interview him. So I am extra excited to have a chance to talk to him a little bit more in depth and to be able to share him with everybody, because he is a wonderful gentleman that everyone who meets him loves him. So the following week, April 23rd, is Wayne Hinds, Hinds. So Wayne is a technology specialist, entrepreneur, author, AI consultant, and thought leader. Have you ever met somebody who has actually put that as part of their resume, that they are a thought leader? I am so excited to find out more about what Wayne brings to us, and that's going to be a great conversation. And last but not least, because it's actually five Wednesdays in the month of April. So April 30th, we will have Brian Reinhold. He is going to talk about Superheroes Weekend. So it is what is Superheroes Weekend? I'm like, I want to know. He said that actually is going to be taking place the weekend before that. But he's going to share all the things that happened during Superhero Weekend. And actually, it sounds like he's got some other events coming up as well that he's excited to share with us. So we do have quite the lineup of friends that will be joining us here for Ability MKE Now. And I'm sure some of our favorites will be coming back as well. We always have great updates from Marianne of Waikiki. We actually have a couple of friends, a couple of Debbies that come and share their insights as well. And let's see, I know the friend of with World of Pets. So Debbie Hayes is a great friend. She joins us for Shakedown. Oh my gosh, we haven't talked about Shakedown in a long time. Debbie Hayes joins us for Shakedown. She has started a podcast of her own called World of Pets. That takes place on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central. And I take that back, 8 p.m. Central. Sorry, time change. 8 p.m. Central. She is live on YouTube, actually, with World of Pets. And she is all about the health and well-being of all of our furry friends, which, by the way, I would be remiss to bring up our furry friends and not get to celebrate one more time our wonderful puppy. She's no longer a puppy. We have Minnie here, who actually turned 5 just yesterday. So yay for us for having the most amazing dog on the planet. And we got to celebrate yesterday our own dog's birthday, which, we got to celebrate them. They're our beautiful four-legged friends. With this upcoming summer, it's ski season right around the corner, right? It's hard to tell when you look at the weather the way it's been lately. It's been very up and down. However, we are already counting down the days here to our adaptive skiing dates. We have several that will be taking place in Burlington once again. So on Browns Lake in Burlington, we will have our adaptive ski dates. The dates are still being finalized and approved, but I will be releasing them and sharing them as soon as we know what they are. We ski down there with the Lindsay Legis Free Water Ski Club, and the information, once we know what it is, it will be available online. So lindsay.org, it's spelled Lynzay. That's again, lynzay.org. And that's actually a name. That was a girl's name that we ski in her memory. She actually, unfortunately, had passed away in a car accident when she was 14 years old. And at that, I think that was in 2006, I believe. It's been a while now. but her memory and her legacy lives on. We ski and in her memory, we do all these things with her, well, her family. Her parents do a lot of water ski lessons, and also with the adaptive skiing we do, it's in her memory. And if it wasn't for the wonderful legacy that she has left us, and her parents being so interested in something to keep her memory alive, and her dad will say over and over that none of this was ever his idea. These, again, I was talking earlier about thin threads of how life connects and how different things come together for each of us. That exact thing is what has happened for Rick. He's actually been on here, and about I don't know if it was a year ago, he was a wonderful guest on here and shared from his heart as well what it means to him to have this the ability for us to do these events in her memory, and to the point of he's always got her t-shirt on with her picture on the front. He always puts information up so that it truly is, it's not just something where it's like, oh yeah, it's that's who this Lindsay was. There are pictures of her everywhere, on the boat, in the boat, on the shirts. People know who she is, and I never got to meet her in person. I haven't yet. I look forward one day in the, I don't know what everybody's beliefs are, but in the next life here, I look forward to that chance of actually getting to I hopefully get that kind of connection. It's just amazing that a person can have such an impact on another person and have never met. She's she is the inspiration behind it all. These events will be coming up this summer. We do them on Fridays. We do them during the day. So adaptive water skiing, again, it's where we bring a sit ski to the lake. So most of the time when people think about water skiing, you think about people standing up on a couple of water skis or maybe a single ski, but there also is a piece of equipment called a sit ski. So that is a wonderful invention where people who, for whatever reason, stand-up skiing is not the best option, sit-down skiing might just be the thing. And we have had the absolute pleasure of having so many people come out and join us using the sit ski, and there's a bunch of us that will come and volunteer and either be a boat driver, a safety person in the boat, a side skier, because when somebody's on the sit ski, there's actually somebody stand-up skiing on either side of them. There's also need for people in the water as we start and as we end, and on the shore. We need cheerleaders on the shore to keep it going. Everybody cheers so much when the boat comes around and we ski past the dock where we started. We're on the water, waving, smiling. And if you know me, also, I'm sure hearing woohoo going on out there, because that's what we do. And it is just a joyful event. Joy is one of the best words I can use to describe it. And I am so excited to have that coming around the bend here soon. I can imagine and assume the first day would be towards the end of June. We should have a date in July and in August, and like I say, those dates are coming. We'll keep that available as we know. And in the meantime, I will share one more thing here. Speaking of joy, we have a friend who is the ambassador of joy, Barry Shore. He is all about putting joy in all the things we do. He has an acronym for the word SMILE, seeing miracles in life every day. He's all about keep smiling. If you don't have, if you see somebody that does not have a smile, give them yours. Smile their way. Why not? Spread the joy, spread the love. Here at AbilityMKE Now, again, my name is Sue Roskopf, and as always, we thank you.